All right, let's do a couple examples of inverses with degrees and trig ratios. So here's our first example. We want to know in degrees the inverse cosine of 1/2. All right, so you can look on your unit circle and you can find where the cosine equals 1/2, and then you can read that in degrees, 60 degrees. And before this lesson you would have said pi over 3. Now we're just going to do it in degrees. All right, let's do another example. So we want to find the sine of the arc tangent of 3/8. Okay, so this says there's some angle or arc whose tangent is 3/8. 3/8 is a ratio. So whenever I see that, I think triangle. All right, so you know that the tangent is y over x. So that means the y is 3 and the 8 is x. So the first thing you need to do is calculate the r. So the r is going to be the square root of 3 squared plus 8 squared, and that turns out to be the square root of 73. All right. So now it says, what is the sine? Notice I didn't even really calculate this part, did I? I just interpreted this. That's all I did, is interpret that. I didn't calculate that. But I know I want to calculate the sine. So I know the sine is going to be y over r, and I know y is 3, and I know r now is square root of 73, and when we rationalize that out, 73, we get 3 times the square root of 73 all over 73. So there's an example of doing inverses, compound inverse problems here, using trig ratios. All right, let's do a couple more problems here. Let's use our calculator for this one, for some of these. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is arc tangent of 47, and we want the answer in degrees. So let's pull up our calculator and let's go to mode and go down to mode over to degree. There we go. And so now we just type that in, second tangent. So there's my inverse tangent of 47. Enter. And we get 88.78 degrees. All right, let's do another one. Let's find the secant, inverse secant, of 14. And we want this in degrees also. So we first have to convert that to an inverse cosine, and we know we want to take the reciprocal of the 14. All right, so now we can pull up our calculator and we can type in inverse cosine 1 over 14, and I'm already in degree mode, so I didn't have to recheck that, and we get 85.9 degrees. Okay, let's do one more. Let's do the cosecant, inverse cosecant of negative square root of 2. Alright, and we know, we'll move up here a little ways, we know we want to change that into an inverse sine of 1 over negative square root of 2. So let's pull up the calculator. And we had second sine and negative 1 divided by square root of 2 and we have negative 45 degrees. Okay. Alright, so there's the end of a few examples of doing inverses with degrees.